Coach, are you surprised Penn State, who was the first to fire their coach, James Franklin, early in the year, are you surprised they haven't found a coach yet?
I can't believe how many people, and of course, being a coach, just like you in the media, there's people, it's just incredulous that they could let a guy go like James Franklin, and then 45 or 50 days later, they're back to square one.
It's crazy.
Like they thought they were going to get the guy at Nebraska, but that didn't fly because of his record. And it reminds me, a long time ago, Frankie Solich was coaching out there at Nebraska, took
Yes.
Osborne's place, and he was 9-2 or 8-3,
Right.
and they let him go, which is one thing to let the guy go, but he's got a tremendous record. But then 55 days later, they hire Bill Callahan. They can't give that job away. And if you're gonna, my only thing, if you're gonna let a guy go like James Franklin, you better have somebody in your hip pocket. But the thing to me, it looks really bad that from just a outside the box here. And I don't like to criticize people. That's not my job, but I guess I am. But you got to have somebody in your hip pocket, don't you? Taking a place like Penn State. I mean, that's another great job. I mean, and then UCLA's been waiting a long time, and I guess they're getting Chesney. Is that right? Is he taking that job?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Sure is.
I think Chesney's a really good coach. I mean, I watched him at Holy Cross, and when you're an old coach like me, you watch tape, and I saw them skin North Carolina's butt last year. They just really
Yes, they did.
They got a good football team, and I think certainly a good move by Auburn keeping DJ. Whether they'll be able to keep him or not, all of a sudden you got to watch what Lane will do if that Baker guy gets a job. So there's going to be a lot of, as we call it, Ian and Sheehan over here in the next few weeks.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And we should tell our listeners and viewers, if you don't know already, when Coach was the head man at Georgia, Kirby was a starting DB. Mike Bobo was the quarterback. I mean, you got a lot of connections there still, Coach. I know those guys are very, very near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, it always makes you feel good to see your players do well, regardless of what the profession. We just
Right.
had the '85 national reunion there out at Oklahoma. I wasn't able to go because of my health situation, but I was able to FaceTime them, and just makes you feel good to see what they've made of their lives. I mean, a lot of championship families involved now, and then the same thing here at Georgia to see Kirby come back. Not only just the fact that success they've had, but the fact that he's a graduate of here and his wife's a graduate of here, and the impact they've made in the community with all the foundations they do and the support of the university. And I know people outside of Georgia not going to like Kirby because, he's winning. But when you think about it, you got to beat, when you take this job, you got to beat for sure some certain teams. And he hadn't done that great against Alabama for sure. But Georgia Tech, Florida, Tennessee, and those are teams that, and Auburn, he hasn't lost to any of those teams in 6 years.
I know.
It's just like an incredible record. And one of my neighbors was talking about their daughter just graduated, and during the process of the 4 years she was here, she watched Georgia win 2 national championships, didn't lose a home game, never lost to Tech, Auburn, Florida, or Tennessee. Pretty good thing to tell her grandchildren about, that's for sure.
Yeah, my 2 oldest kids graduated from Alabama during the serious run of Coach Saban. And I keep telling them, I said, enjoy that because it's likely to never happen again.
Yeah,
Probably,
and I'm talking a little bit here about the future, but you're just going to see the wild, wild west here in January with the portal. Because now, all of a sudden, every team's going to have massive turnover in their own program because kids are looking for the money, but they're looking to play. They want to be on the field. And when you got really good players, only 22 of them can get out there. So we had 9 players starting on defense for people around the country this year that could have really helped our depth. But, you're going to see massive turnover in every program. And every year it's going to be like the NFL, Doug. You're going to see, the roster is going to be built on your regular players, then the incoming guys you draft, and then the guys you add through free agency. In college, you're going to have a little bit of a base, the new players from the recruiting, and then the portal guys. So I can see 25, 35 players switching and changing at every team in the country. And the ones that have got new coaches, maybe 50 to 60.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? That is really, really crazy.